I'm Savvy, and welcome back to the 12 Days of Litmas! It's time to get motivated! So today's prompt for the 12 Days of Litmas is, what is the quote of the year? So I decided to choose a quote that is a quote that's really defined how I've approached everything this year in terms of starting up BookTube and trying to grow my business with the Forever Home Friends and trying to grow myself as an author with Sculpt Yourself and my young adult writing and all of that. So I think I was probably supposed to pick a book quote for this, but instead I just picked a quote that kind of represented what I was doing with everything this year, and that quote is, "If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room." I really try to live my life by this quote, and to me this quote means that if you're constantly putting yourself in a place where you feel comfortable, where you're really good at something, if you're always in a place that's your area of expertise and is where you excel, then you're not branching out and you're not trying to grow. So for me, I've always felt very comfortable writing, I feel comfortable public speaking, I feel comfortable doing those kind of things. But I'm not as good at online marketing, I'm not as good at advertising, I'm not good at SEO, I'm not good at getting myself out there on the internet as much. So this year I really tried to take a leap forward and tried to put myself into a space that was a little bit more outside my comfort zone. I've done a blog post sort of about this as well, which I'll link to in the description below. But growing up, I was never very good at social media. I was always the kid who was like a couple steps behind. And I grew up in the early to mid 90s. That's when I was a little kid, and that started to be the time when email started developing and people started getting home computers and all of that, and my family was just always a couple steps behind technologically. I didn't mind because I was more of a face-to-face kind of person anyway. I was someone who liked to talk to people on the phone, talk to people in person. As I got older, I realized that I was going to end up behind a little bit if I didn't put in the work to learn about technology and to catch myself up. I know that the BookTube crowd tends to skew a little bit younger, so I don't want this to shock anybody, but I didn't even start texting until I was a freshman in college. I've taught middle school students in the past, and when I have to like take their phone away from them, they're like, "Oh my god, I can't live without my phone." And I'm like, okay, when I was in middle school, I didn't even have a cell phone. And they're like, "What? How did you live?" "We use the payphone." God, whenever I bring up the payphone now, everybody looks at me like I'm their grandma or something. No, but I have had to put in a lot of work to learn how to use social media, to learn how to use the internet, and I love making videos and I love getting to talk to a camera, so I do feel like with joining BookTube and entering this new community, I've gotten to play up to my strength, but I've also had to explore my weaknesses, which is not knowing exactly how all forms of social media work, having to enter the new community of YouTube and understand how videos get found and how the algorithm works and all of that. But I've been really happy to learn everything. Another thing that I've been working hard on learning is marketing, not just in an internet aspect, but in marketing in general. As you guys know, with Forever Home Friends, it's really important to me that that is my own business and I don't work with any outside agents or publishers or anything on that because it's not just a book business. We produce other products as well. So that's caused me to have to learn a lot about business, and I've been loving learning about business. So I'm in grad school right now, and I'm actually getting my master's in writing and publishing, so I'm a major in the English department, but I spend so much time in the business school because I go to business coaching classes, I go to business networking events, I enter startup competitions, and it is just so much fun. And I definitely have a lot to learn from all these people who have studied business for years and who have run successful businesses and who know what they're doing. And then I come in as like my cute little artsy English major self, and I'm like, "Hi, I want to learn business too." And it's just really fun to feel like I can learn all this knowledge from all these other people around me who have more experience.